Hey everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and it is the latest instalment in my my mini album project. So we've got quite a few pages coming along in here now, and this is the latest. Now, because this page here is pretty chunky, it's got lots of flaps, and you know, it's quite thick when it's online. Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me for the latest instalment in my my Seaside mini album project. So we are quite a way into the book now, and still a few more pages to go, and I may repeat designs if I think this project is going on like forever, but we are well on our way in. So we've got some pages that open up and flaps open, and there are little pockets and so forth, and we've got little pull-out photo mounts, and we've got little cards for journaling, and we've got some action pages like this one, which was the last one that we did. So pull on that and pops my waterfall. Now, the last page that we did was this one, and it had a lot of flaps and a lot of pages to open, and a lot of real estate, took up a lot of paper and quite a bit of card. So today I wanted something that was going to be a little bit skinnier, so that when you've got the two pages together, they don't actually, they sort of cancel each other out. And this particular page, well, I'm not just going to leave it like that, am I? You know me. I'm going to have some action to it, and that is a very fun fun action, I suppose. Say the word again. That's a very fun little thing to have happening in your album, and it is actually quite straightforward to do. So if you stay with me, I'll show you how to make it. To make this page, I have a piece of Merry Merlot, which is 10 1/8 of an inch by 6.5. I've got two pieces of Night of Navy, which are 4 inches by 6.5. I've got some DSP for matting, so my paper is about 4 inches by 6 and 3 3/4 by 6, roughly. I have a piece of crumb cake. Now, this piece of card is going to go inside and help make the magic happen, and so it doesn't really matter what card it is. So this could be any old bit of card that you have lying around, and it is 5 inches by 6 inches. And the other thing that I'm going to be using is like this. I just need a piece of plastic, which I'm going to cut from this document wallet. So here's my bit of Merry Merlot, and I'm going to score it with the thin end of my stylus, 1/2 inch, and at 5 inches, whoops, and at 9.5 inches. And now I'm going to rotate the card, and I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, at 5 inches, and at 9.5 inches. So I've created little channels. Now, I've gone with 1/8 of an inch. If you think that's a little bit too wide a gusset, then you could cut your paper to 10 1/16 of an inch. Okay. And the other thing that I'm going to do on my piece of crumb cake, on the short edge, I'm going to score it 1/2 inch and at 4.5 inches. And that's all the scoring done. So next I'm going to fold on my score lines, and then I'm going to burnish the folds. So because I've got lines that are too close together, I'm bending the card round my metal ruler here. So something that's long enough with a straight edge, and this will help you make those folds. Putting the ruler into the fold and bringing the card up around it. that piece. Okay, now all I need to do is to bring in my my bone folder, which is actually a Teflon folder. Go figure. And it was, this isn't a Stampin' Up bone folder, this is made by somebody else, and it was not cheap, I'll tell you that for a fact. But I do like it very much because it's nice and heavy and it's very smooth, and it gives me a good result. At least it does when I use it properly. So yeah, don't bring the bone folder for this one. The mistakes are all mine. Okay. And now I'm just going to snip away the bits that I don't want. Which are just those four corners. Okay, and that's how it's going to go into my base card. So as you can see, I've folded over the edge of the crumb cake piece, and I've done it like a Z fold, like that. Okay, so one's going under, one's coming over. And not compulsory, but that will help when I come to put my sliding pieces in. So here's my album, and that piece is going to fit into the envelope pocket like that. That is when I get it sorted out anyway, yeah. And so this is going to be the front of my page. So now I'm going to put my liquid adhesive onto the back of my paper. Cover that over. And I don't really need to do this at this stage, but I do find it helpful when I know which way is up. So let that. Let the adhesive set for a few seconds while we get on with the next part, which is the magic bit. Okay, so for this I need my my tape and tape. Okay. So. I'm going to round the corners of my pieces of Night of Navy. And I'm just going to do two sides. And the same thing with my DSP. I'm just going to do two sides. So this is the bit that's going to make the magic happen. I want a strip about 1 inch wide of plastic, and I'm just going to take my document wallet, my poly wallet, and I'm just going to cut a strip across the end. I'm going to keep it fairly straight, but it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so I'm going to chop away the end here, and now I'm going to wrap the strip of plastic around the card, and I'm going to overlap it a bit and chop away the bit I don't need. And now I'm going to put some tape onto this piece. I'm going to make sure I haven't got any sticking out where I don't want it. So that is going to be my underneath piece. And then on this piece, oops, I'm going to try and not stick my tape to the table. It's misbehaving itself at the moment. Let's use this bit. Okay. Okay, so that's got the tape, the side that is going to be sticky facing up. So on this bit, I want the bit that's going to be sticky facing down. And today the tape is misbehaving itself mightily. Okay. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see that, but there's my strip of plastic with the tape on either ends. This one's facing up towards me, this one's facing down away from me. And I am just going to wrap this around the card. Take the backing off carefully. I want to make sure I leave the sticky tape on the card. And I'm going to wrap it quite loosely. Okay, it's not super tight, because if you have it too tight, it won't work. Because I have done that before. I've gone, right, I'm going to make this nice and tight so that it works really, really well. And what happens then is that it doesn't work at all. And the tape is completely misbehaving itself. I don't know whether it's the weather or what, because it's quite warm here in the UK at the moment. And so that I don't melt while I'm making this video, I've actually got my feet in a bowl of ice water. Because if I put the fans on, you won't be able to hear yourselves think. Okay, so here are my what's the word? Flaps. I can't think of the word. The things that you pull out. Alright, here they are anyway. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of tape along the top there. Okay, and now this is in the closed position. Let me bring that down a little bit. Let me take that away, and then that is going to sit on to the front of the card there. And I want to make sure that that bit comes over it, and it's going to act like a channel for it to run up and down. So when I pull it, it won't go wandering off in a direction I don't want it to. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so the other one, I'm going to turn the card over, and I'm going to put this in the opposite direction. Okay, so let's make sure that that is in the closed position there. Okay, and again, this is where I have gone wrong in the past, because it does seem a bit nonsense, right? It does seem, well, you know, why do I want to put this one face down? Just trust me, you just do. Okay, and again, same thing. I'm going to pull that edge over, and tuck that where it needs to be, tuck that where it needs to be, and just press that into place. Okay, so now when I pull on one, they'll both slide out. Okay, it's a bit wonky at the moment because it needs to be inside its base. Alright, you with me so far? Alright. So, I'll take off the back of my tear and tape. I love this particular mechanism. It is just so much fun. Oh, actually, I'm going to put that on one side. I'm going to stick it down to the plastic bag so I don't get dust and dirt on my tape. But what I am going to do is I'm going to bring my tailored tag punch, and I'm just going to centre it roughly there onto the bottom of the card and snap that out, so that when I when I put this in, it'll give people some kind of indication that there is something to be pulled. Alright, so now I'm going to centre this up inside the page, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of leeway. Okay, and now with my naughty tape, just sticking to everything except where I want it to, and then that is going to come around to the back like so. In just a minute, when I can find the end of the tape. There you go. Okay, so remove the tape from this side of the runner piece. Fold forward like that. Just basically just close it up. There we go. In you go like that. There we are. Almost, not quite. There we are. That's about right. And now I can take the backing off of that piece and just close that up. And now if I pull at this end, hopefully my pages will slide out. I have my tape on this side of the flap, so it's the side without any decoration on that I want the tape. Not as I did a couple of minutes ago, put it on the other side. And a bit of my liquid adhesive to help it remain in place. You have your tape for your fast grab, but for your long standing adhesive you need the liquid. Okay, and liquid adhesive onto that side, and over we go, and squash that one down. And there you go. So if I pull this tab, those pieces slide out beautifully. I've added in some embellishments just to make the page look pretty, and I'm just checking that my action still works, and it does. So I'm going to call that one finished for today. And if you've enjoyed this particular project, and this is the first time you've come across my little channel, then if you want to go back and see the story so far of this album, then I have created a playlist, and as I make the various pages, I'm adding them to the playlist, so you can go right back to the beginning and follow along if you want to. But for now, thank you very, very much for joining me. I've really enjoyed your company, and I would love it if you came back and saw me again sometime soon. But for now, bye bye.